Okay. Press any buttons. Screen narration. No. Subtitles. No. Screen shake.
There are more accessibility options available once you reach the main menu. The
Why? I was
below
gonna...
can be changed later. Press
I'm talking from here. Yeah.
continue.
Your tablet's got a big enough speaker they can hear me.
Screen narration. Selection.
Chat wheel type, press and select, hold and release. Eggz, what would you recommend? I've, again, never touched this game.
I don't use chat wheels, I don't know.
I guess press and select. I don't fucking know.
Hi.
Hello there.
Hang on. It's my phone.
Her phone is...
All
yeah.
right.
Let's see. Sign in for cross-platform play. Wait, what?
Huh?
It's telling me to, apparently I can play this from my... I'm Angie now. I didn't know I could do that.
Oh darn. Hold on.
What happened? What?
It was a time of great adventure.
Yep.
And danger.
Hello.
Hi. How's it going?
Shunned by his kin, an illager wanders the
How's
land,
the kitty?
seeking a new home. But all he found was hatred. Driven by rage against those who wronged him, he wandered blind to whatever end. Until at long last, the illager found something
Oh.
that would change him.
What are y'all oohing over there out?
The orb of
Have you?
dominance.
Oh.
What happened?
Oh yeah. Jay Shadow used to have a habit of forking down his food so that he could steal his brother.
Corrupted by
Yeah.
evil, driven by
Yeah, I know.
vengeance, the arch-illager made all
They're
bow
cute, but they're
before him.
assholes. That's for sure.
And if they did
That's
not
what a
bow,
cat is.
they would fall.
Yep.
The illagers raided the land. Who would have the valor, the purity of heart, to stand against the arch-illager's reign of terror? Well, not that one. But maybe you.
We also... we went to this place called Terra Tacos, which is like this heavy metal horror restaurant, which was really nice. And she thought because we were celebrating our 6-year anniversary and her 34th birthday combined. And for a minute, she was pulling out her card, and before she could even see it, I had already paid for the food because she thought she was gonna pay for food. I'm like, no, it's your birthday. Yeah. We also made some new friends at Tricks Tattoo as well as the comic book place, and we also went to the place where we had our very first date, Mocha Bees.
Yeah, Mocha Bees Cafe.
Yeah. Where we actually ran into someone who was a fan of my streams because their girlfriend's a Spiral Runner. I'm like, hey, that's awesome. Yeah. We also finally got her engagement ring too. It's a basic hematite for right now, but the new one's on the way. Ow. So yeah.
So, I still exist.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and we're gonna try to go out again next month. I've been wanting to visit Coffee Stamp. They've been open for 3 years. I actually met the owner before he opened his shop. He's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I tried their coffee before. They're really good.
Feel free to join. Okay.
Oh yeah,
There we go.
he saw me smile for the first time. I was actually happy for one. I'm under a stressful situation, so I turned a job, and I missed out on the opportunity. But I did finish my resume as well as wrote my cover letter, but I wasn't able to get it prepared.
about that, by the way, that message I sent you, I actually did not mean to send that. I have a terrible time trying to phrase things, so I try to type it out first, and then send it if I phrased it right. So that was a draft, but it was literally the same day that you got that. That's tendonitis.
Me?
Technically, it started about a year ago. It was just a minor pinch of wrong, but I'm starting to think that I feel like I'll just put that position in extra hours, but it was not worth it. Had I known, I would have looked into it. But yeah, that one shift where I felt it too much, it really collapsed.
It's like, it's not, I'd like to say I'm a very kind and very patient man, but seeing Britt like that, I was seeing red when it came to her bosses.
So, what do you guys think you want to do with this situation?
Well, I know I want to find a temporary job. There are some other places that are hiring, but it's too similar when I previously worked at the art store. It's not bad, but the problem is they don't give you enough work days as well as their pay is very low. So that was kind of like tier one. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Oh, I sent you an invite, bud.
So
You did not.
I said hi.
Start an online session.
My hands aren't there, but I
And then I'll appear online so you can find my username.
That's really good.
but yeah.
You know, a tough situation.
It's,
Yeah, regretfully, that's why I haven't been able to draw as much. Even when I can for a short period of time, none of my characters were turning out right. It's because I'm in without the pain pitching every 20 minutes.
I talked her out of 2 different hyper busy shifts because I knew she needed the rest. And I just, the way I said it to her
His
was,
minions.
that job's not worth your health. Like, it's retail, so yeah.
Well, Duncan,
I get, currently customer service.
you may have to start the online game, but set it to a non-private game.
Who was very old school, very paranoid. It was pretty bad because there's a system where you have to enter your name and email address, and we felt that was like invading privacy. It's because of a safety guideline thing for our dressers. I worked at IKEA, and I talked to several of my coworkers who were speaking in code about this. Even they're trying to quit. They're fed up.
Brett,
Huh? Oh.
Yeah, I try not to say, so as you guys know, I casually stream.
I keep forgetting he's streaming.
No, you're good. I just want to let you know, because I know you told me you never want that name said on stream out of respect, because your job's a bunch of fucking Nazis, so. Alright.
Out of respect?
Well,
What?
you know what I mean, though. It's retail. They're shit. Nazis is a bit far. There's, yeah.
Alright, Duncan.
Yeah. There was another positive thing that happened. As Brittany mentioned, it was our first time going out in months. It was actually my first time being able to leave the apartment in almost a year. And as a result, when we got to Trix Tattoo, there was like a bunch of people. I was having a minor panic attack. And everybody was really supportive. It was really cool. Yeah. We made new friends. Ow.
We decided to take a lift all the way up to Suwon. We didn't feel like taking the bus there like we did last time. It almost took up the entire day. Let's just say that. It's good if you live in the city, but it's a nightmare if you're in the county area like ourselves. It's just it doesn't help that Metro's also understaffed. That was also the reason why I can't take the 10 o'clock bus anymore. a 2-hour
Duncan.
commute. I have to walk 20 minutes just to get to my stop, and then wait for the bus. Thankfully, the bus will take me straight to the station, but I have to take the train the rest of the way, so that's like another hour. And it's still the Metrolink still hasn't been fully restored because of that storm last year. So it's like a slow in between Stinker and Forest Park. It runs very slow.
Yeah. At the most, I think. This is again, as we mentioned before, we live in arguably the most dangerous city in the world right now, St. Louis. And what scared me is a lot of Brittany's shifts end at like 9 at night, and the worst part about that is the buses stop running at that point. So, as a result, we have to waste like $100 to $200 a week on Uber or Lyft just to make sure she can get home safely.
I took the long way home before, and that was something I will never do again.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not worth it. The last bus runs at 9 o'clock, I believe. That's why I was trying to see if I could have my shift in at around 7 o'clock. They did change it in that region, but it didn't last because of, COVID. But like I said, also Metro can be unpredictable as well. Especially on weekends. There's a good chance that the bus driver will be a no-show around those hours. Someone calls and they have nobody to take their place, so you're basically shit out of luck on that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh, would now be a good time to mention the wedding?
Yeah, go ahead.
Brittany and I are hoping to get married in about 2 months, and after that, I know, right? My oldest brother, Sean, who's like my biggest hero, the one I mentioned was discovered to have a brain tumor, he's getting married in October to his fiance, Amber, who is, yeah. So, the reason I bring this up is, I know you guys can't make it in person, but it would mean the world to us if the four of us could video chat on that day.
Yay! I appreciate it. We're just...
I was thinking we were thinking sometime in August, right?
Yeah, probably either July or August.
Mid-July, early August, yeah.
Yeah. I will.
Everybody makes things super difficult.
Yeah, and as I said about one of the managers who I actually trust, even she's told me that I need to find something else. But she's even worried about my health as well. I might have already used up my sick hours. 40 hours is enough, but anything can happen.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's no fun. And we didn't want to say much about this, but the real reason we had to hold off on our wedding, Duncan is stuck on SSI, and
I'm essentially, again, I swear I'm not a very vulgar person, but I'm essentially the U.S. government's bitch in terms of trying to find a permanent job, because it's a double-edged sword. Yes, we have finances every month. I get $834, which sounds like a lot, but for two people, yeah. On top of that, if I find a job and they decide to screw me over, which, and you can, Brittany can attest this, every job I've worked at I've been illegally fired from for having bipolar disorder or PTSD or anything related to those illnesses. If anything happens and that SSI is gone, we're fucked. We lose everything we've worked for since the start of our relationship. So, whereas I can usually take any job, I also have to be really careful, because that's how I got screwed over last time. So I'm essentially the government's bitch. As vulgar as that sounds.
I used for hours, and the problem so they were the job was deduct about $200 to $300 on my paycheck. This is also really what's putting us under as well. So yeah.
Insurance as well, which I still think is ridiculous.
Insurance, it's also another reason why I'm trying to find a new job, so I'm not worried about that. And we were looking at the assistance programs, but it's like I said, due to our circumstances, we don't necessarily qualify. And so the food stamp team, we had it, but because they found I missed too much, they cut those benefits off. Okay. I know there's a grace period. I remember that. Yeah. When I worked at, my most recent job was last February. I worked at Schnucks. And I had a 6-month grace period, but they fired me because our car broke down. It's the car, I believe Brittany went into it a little bit. There was a period of our relationship where we unfortunately had to go with whatever her narcissistic mother had wanted just to have a vehicle to live.
But don't fret.
And
They're
in that
still out
time,
there somewhere
Brittany was standing
waiting
up for
a hero
herself,
to find
and it
them.
was around that time when we got the car taken, and that's when I got fired from Schnucks, was because I had no vehicle. So, yeah.
Yeah, on the other side, it was, we're currently between, Singin and Bridgeton.
We're on the border, yeah.
The Bridgeton, it's, like I said, the county area is a mess. You have to walk almost an hour just to get to the bus stop. Which, it's like, in driving distance-wise, it's like 10 minutes. Like I said, it's a mess, and I hate that we have to travel further just to get where we need to get.
Mm-hmm.
Needs to get ADHD testing again, and he needs to get onto some medication. This needs to happen. I got it. Yes. Now that's very hard.
Mm-hmm.
To make it that you will not get that.
Yeah.
And given my crazy schedule, there is the reason why I wasn't able to get the treatment I needed for physical therapy, because there's a program where I just have to pay $60 a month just to go there 3 days a week. That would have been perfect, but it's like I said, that money was unfortunately wasted just so I could get back home from a crazy work shift, and I once had to pay $50 just to get back, which was a 20-minute distance. It was because of an event. So, yeah, I was pretty pissed about it. And so was the coworker who had to spend the same amount.
Mm-hmm. That. Mm-hmm. I've been there. We touched on it last time a little bit, but I mentioned there was a period of my life where I was in this kind of darkness, right, where nothing could get through to me. You could be the most positive person in the world, and it just wouldn't sink in because things just kept going from bad to worse to the point where I just lost hope in any sort of enthusiasm. So I completely understand that. Brittany pulled me out of that, thankfully, but I'm not gonna lie, it was rough. I fully empathize with that. And when it comes to seeking services, I know the same thing as well, because I saw it. It took me 3.5 years to even get the SSI to begin with, and I didn't even want it. But I was shortly out of college. I was recently fired from my first job, and it was either that or live on the streets. So it was a desperate struggle. So yeah, I feel you on that.
the Arch-Illager's decree, all free folk are now enemies of the Illager Empire. Somewhere in these woods are caravans transporting villager prisoners to labor in far-off lands. Find the caravan and stop the Illagers, or there's no telling what dreadful doom will befall our villager friends.
My aunt's place, which has happened several times, and it really took a turn for the worse when my half sister came along. It was too much. It was too much stress, not just for the parent I cut off, but even for me, it was it was just a difficult process.
Agreed. Yep. Exactly. It's overcoming that fear and being able to work alongside it instead of letting it break us. Agreed.
Yeah, I hear ya. And cutting off the parent was the best decision, especially considering that this is another reason why I couldn't get anything out of my name because she could, like I said, my mother was also one of the examples. She had the mental capacity, and my aunt was very worried about it.
I'm not gonna lie.
I could
Yeah.
go down
You want me to go into what I mentioned yesterday?
um,
To basically give an idea of how despicable the person is. The first day I met her was while my mother was dying in the hospital from sepsis. She was pronounced legally dead for 3 minutes and came back. Still don't know how. She's okay now, still dealing with health issues. My mother's always been a medical mystery, but during all this going on, I went to meet up with Brittany at her job because she had told me many days before that she was terrified of her mother. She, on our first date, told me her whole life story, which I thought was really sweet because it showed a level of trust, and I thought that was cool. I met her mother in person, but first I called and just to talk to her, to meet her, and the first thing her mother ever tried to do was, first of all, she referred to Brittany as a slut, and then tried to convince me she was cheating on me because I had saved their apartment, their home, because I had used my last check from Blueberry Hill to save their rent. And instead of just being like, hey, thank you, no, she literally said, oh, I never saw the money. She probably gave it to another guy as slutty as she is. And I'm just like, that's your own, and I'm just thinking to myself, that's your own fucking daughter. And that that just, I think from that point on is what started this kind of deep attachment I have towards the person. And then of course everything she's done, it just got worse and worse, but now that we're somewhat at peace, Brittany and I, away from that psycho, Brittany's finally starting to come out of her shell more, she's starting to feel more comfortable at home. You can even hear her humming pleasantly while doing dishes or something. It's just good to see her finally relaxing a little bit. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I took the day after my birthday, I just read picking up on some comics I haven't read in almost a decade. Chew was definitely one of the few I'm trying to finish reading, as well as Manifest Destiny. That's a good one. I actually met the artist a couple years ago. It was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I didn't mean bring her up. Let's just... It's just someone I don't want to think about.
Fair. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I hear ya. I let go of it a long time ago. I just get irritated when the pain on it, everyone's been asking about it. It's just, it's like a trigger for me.
I still have nightmares about the incident, but I also know that what happened, right? Nothing we can do about it, but what we can do is use the experience we have now to not only prevent it from happening in the future and live more productive and happier lives in the present, and not allow that to, you know, bring us down to the point where we just stop progressing as a couple and as individuals. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the whole reason we went on that date in the first place. Not just staying at home, but actually going out.
I haven't seen Brittany glow and smile that much in years, and it brought tears to my eyes because I finally was able to give her an incredible day that she needed after all the shit we've been through, so it was awesome.
I'm trying to... And I'm trying to make up for his birthday. We didn't get a chance to celebrate because the weather... His birthday was on December 26th, and the weather was unbearable.
Winter's coming. Yeah, you think?
Yeah, it was nice out 2 days ago, but then it started raining. So we didn't have to really cut it short. We seeked refuge at the tattoo place. We were talking, and I was even thinking about getting ink again. This will be my first tattoo in 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm considering getting another tattoo sometime this coming summer. And I was going to accept a thing as a birthday treat for myself, but I had to pull up because allergies. Yeah, because 2 days before sneeze while during the healing process. I'll be imagining during this process.
As for her, career prep for animation as well as animation/comic making, some of the steps we've taken, we've been trying to go to bed at around 10 p.m. at the latest, and to exactly, especially when the boys like to wake us up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. It's good to be, yeah, because once they wake us up, we try to be up for the day. Because at that point, when we feed them, they're like, "Oh, okay, you're up. Now we're gonna claw the hell out of you, and we want playtime." And it's like, boy, mommy and daddy want to sleep. Eggz just blew me up. He blew me up with the fucking. Damn it. Yeah. I know it's like the most shit on game of all time, but I've always found Minecraft to be very therapeutic, and when I found like it had an RPG kind of spin-off, I'm trying it out. It's pretty fun. Exactly.
I will admit, I'm still struggling to get up in time because that's if I'm working with closing/opening shift. That's usually with me. I can schedule when that happens, it completely throws me off.
I've gotten into the habit of every morning just to, because I don't like to give advice unless I take it myself, because I'm very bad about that. I've been teaching Brittany to find a daily routine, just to have a consistent thing to teach herself to memorize different things and to be more consistent on something, as a way to try, because from what I've witnessed with you guys in the comic industry, a lot of it is consistency, right? Making sure that things come out, and if there's a delay, make sure that there's people aware that are helping make it happen, so that the audience isn't just left in the dark. You guys always make updates. You guys always make sure that you guys are hardworking as fuck, which, by the way, is one of my biggest things about you that I've always admired about you too. And just basically teaching Brittany that we need to get back into being more consistent about the stuff we're trying to do. It's very difficult to keep a consistent pattern going, especially when, like we mentioned last time, we've had a lot of trouble keeping motivated with the stuff we love to do. Like, streaming has become a chore for me lately, but just knowing that I can get something up there that people enjoy and that I can interact with others. And again, through Humans United, my organization, I use my streams to promote that, as well as to give shout-outs to people who are improving during the week and just kind of helping. It just these little kind of victories, like we mentioned last time, kind of helps to keep the motivation alive.
Oh no.
I knew it was a challenge, but the reason I turned away from it was because I couldn't afford to. And I already told you the reason why. Like I said, I was stuck in a bad situation.
Oh, I also recommended, he's a little on the raunchier side. You guys may have heard of him. His name is Meat Canyon. He does, like, really disturbing kind of animations on YouTube. But he also does animation tutorials. And I recommended to Brittany, like, he'll do these streams where he'll draw his fans. And I'm like, hey, that would be a cool kind of thing to, like, tune into during lunch or something. Just any kind of animation kind of related thing that'll help her get her foot in the door. I've been looking around at.
I know, so years ago there was, Disney offered a program, but there was a chance that you have to work one with
Oof.
I knew something was behind that. That's why I came away. I felt it was too easy.
Yeah. It's like, with stuff like that, you can't be too careful. Because paperwork like that, holy shit, they can slide some shady stuff in there. Nice.
Yeah, George was Pro. That was the program that, unfortunately, I can't use with my current laptop. Like I said, Clipsido works well on it, but I couldn't even open up the, I guess the file. I couldn't start it. So, I am still trying to get a whole new computer. I know that program is more expensive, I can tell you that. Oh yeah, the job I was trying to apply for, it was a must. I have to know that program. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys about from our last conversation. The book. There was a book I discovered. It was another reason why I made the animation route. It's called I Knew It From Lost Airport for the animation. It's by Nally. I can't forget her last name. I believe it's French.
Spell it?
It's spelled Nourighat.
Norit? I don't know. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I discovered it at Harmon Resources. She was originally from, I believe, the Oregon, where the rent is usually livable, but because Mr. Walton took over, she and a couple of friends of hers, they have to relocate.
I always thought hipster just meant people were falsely assuming that they founded something, or taking credit for discovering a trend. I still not 100% sure what that means.
But yeah,
Gotcha.
she was iffy about relocating to LA, which, I actually got to visit LA, in my, I think it was probably in my mid-20s. That was the first time I went on vacation without the parents. I got to explore myself. It was actually a really interesting experience. It was like an adventure. Yeah, I got to explore. I went to the St. Martin Beach. It was like very diverse.
I've never been on a vacation before, to be honest. Not even a family vacation.
We're trying to plan our own vacation, but it's something we find before we're ready to do so.
Oh. Welcome to 2023, am I right?
I know with, I am experiencing my mind on if I'm wanting to get a job, it has to be remote for the time being because I don't want to jump the gun, relocate to a city unprepared, living-wise.
These villages are free from the clasp of the Illagers. All thanks to you.
How are you going to try and start a new life and a new child and you don't have anything ready to get the work you need to be able to stay?
I'll admit I made that mistake when I was a lot younger, but now I know better. But I was so smart not to relocate somewhere else, only to screw myself even further.
Difficult as it might feel to prepare yourself for that many things all at once. It would feel to be starting a new life essentially, and already have yourself bricked into the ground.
Well, I knew a few people who used to live in LA. It was where a friend of mine grew up, but I think he and his wife relocated to Nevada because it was California's crazy expensive.
The only reason that we're looking into animation all right now is because the pandemic really opened up the animation union opened up to work from home.
Oh yes, that's what Powerhouse did. I believe they were behind Castlevania as well as Blood of Zeus and the new He-Man.
What in terms of wanting to help out with Britt's career, what I wanted to do, and this is part of the reason I started my efforts recently, since I can't find, since there's no libraries around us, and grocery stores just don't want to fucking hire me, I'm hoping to make profit from Humans United, as well as alongside our charity efforts. The problem is, really hard to do that with no website, and really hard to do that when you only have 50 people. So what instead I'm doing for right now as a temporary thing is I want to start making culinary videos. If you guys have ever heard of the YouTube channel Binging with Babish, he was a huge inspiration to me being a culinary person, and I want to do stuff like he does.
And I was thinking if I'm looking to start my union job much sooner, and at least around the time my hand is starting to feel a lot better, I can help him out with that.
Yeah. I don't want Brittany to be the only one working. I'm not a bum. I'm not a douchebag. I want to contribute. I feel like I know they're not always 100% possible, but I feel like the ideal relationship when it comes to financially is 50-50. Each gives 50%. No one gives more than the other. No one puts more pressure on the other. You know, they help each other out no matter what, kind of thing. So I want to be able to pull my weight.
Yeah, I even feel bad that there's the occasion I have to ask him or a friend to help out transportation-wise, because most of my income either goes towards bills or groceries, which everything is ridiculously expensive. I was hoping that we could return to the Suwon Farmers Market. They're the only place, as far as I can tell, that did price gouge on their produce. But Yep, we would get a bunch of groceries for, I think it would cost us in total just $60 for 2 people. Because we could get, say, a bunch of oranges for only $3. But I can only go there whenever I'm off on Saturday and when the weather's much nicer.
That's the other thing. Brittany's always had a hard time asking for help, but lately she's been allowing me to help her with more stuff around the house. I'm assuming it's mainly just due to your wrist thing. But I'm just glad you're finally allowing me to help, and I'm not just sitting on the side like, I want to help, I want to help. You're like, no, I got it. It's like, Britt, no. If you need help, I'm here. That's why I'm here. So she's getting way better about that. So I've been able to get more stuff done around the house so that she can come home to a nice clean home, making sure the place is nice and peaceful. Sometimes get like a bubble bath running, right? If she's got sore muscles or something, just anything I can do while she's at a hell shift to make sure she comes home and can just relax. And I'm very glad I can finally do so.
That's wonderful, you guys. That's wonderful. Well, so, you know what? As we're getting closer here to the end, I think you guys did a good job working on your sleep schedule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to give advice, I did do some yoga. I was actually able to do it for a full 30 minutes.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, absolutely. Made that stronger body, healthier body, healthier mind.
That's
Very sweet.
that's the other thing. No, not that type of yoga. I wasn't gonna bring that up. Okay, she's been looking into erotic yoga, so that's why her face is bright red. That's not what I was gonna bring up. No, I was gonna say you guys mentioned doing activities that are healing and stress relieving, and I mentioned sex because obviously happily engaged, sexually active, it actually is very good for a couple to be able to do even just to relax. So yeah, I told you, Britt. Your face is bright red. I'm loving this. See, she usually teases me about like my giant feet. So if I get to tease her about her baby hands sometimes, it's fun. Yeah. Nothing harmful or anything. Nothing serious or like ill will or anything. Just playful teasing. Oi. My feet aren't that big.
Our cats say otherwise.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna go check on them. Oi.
I think our boys are really sleepy.
Oh no, the fuck you're not. Oh yeah, they are. They're cuddle.
What I want to leave you with is I want you to give me an assessment of what you think makes her feel
I think it's a lot stress.
Heavy lifting.
Heavy lifting,
Things I've noticed. That's why I've taken more to doing the dishes rather than us splitting it 50-50. I've taken to doing the dishes more because it seems like any sort of carrying for an extensive period of time or any sort of tension on that hand in particular for an extensive amount of time causes it to act up. And sometimes it's instant and other times it takes a little bit, but then it picks up and the pain it really gets her. So stuff like that is what I've noticed, but sorry, go ahead.
heavy lifting at the job, heavy lifting at
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that at the job you can be like, this is something that I have, it is a medical condition, it needs to heal, can I do something else?
You can get a note from a chiropractor.
yes, I actually have that note, but unfortunately I think that's technically expired. It was back in December or January. I'm gonna have to get a recent one.
So we get you to the chiropractor, we get it in writing that you have a problem with your hand and the tendons, and that should give you some leeway at work to hopefully lay off the load a little bit so that you can finally get some healing in. Because I'm as worried as you are. I think that's going to turn to arthritis if we don't get that treated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to take care of it. Repetitive stress injury like that is only going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened with Craig Thomas, the creator of blankets. That's why he doesn't draw as much. He waited too long to get his hand looked at, but the damage had already been done. He developed arthritis around his mid-30s.
You don't want that to happen.
No, especially when I'm this close to finding something.
yeah, so